app that we will be reviewing is called MeasureMap, which is an app that you can find on iPhone and Android phones. It's a measuring app that's essentially in sync with Google Maps, so you can use it to measure many in real life locations like streets, houses. To get the app, you can just look it up on the Apple App Store. It's also on the Android App Store. It's free on both. There's pretty good reviews on both. Here's me getting the app. Just look it up, click download. Very easy to get. At first glance, the app looks kind of complicated. There's a lot of things just in your face. There's like ads, buttons, little pop-ups that are on your screen. But once you get the hang of it, it's really not that bad. There's only a couple of features that this app has, but the features that it does have, they do work. The app already knows where you are, so right off the jump, the location that you're at is probably the location you're going to use. The first feature we'll be checking out is distances. So to calculate the distance of something like a street, you just place a couple of points on your screen. They'll automatically connect, and then a measurement should pop up. At first it should be in feet, so right here I'm placing these points, connects them, and gives me the measurement or the length of the street. An ad popped up. Cool little feature that this app can do is that it actually automatically gives you the coordinates, angle, latitude, longitude of any point that you place on the map. This feature proves useful because there's actually an option to type in coordinates. In case you don't actually know where a certain point is, but you do know the coordinates, it'll find the exact spot that you want. Another thing I can't forget to mention is that it actually supports many different types of units. You can put in SI units, put it in feet, put it in yards if you want it in yards. Heading over to the settings icon, we can see the other features that this app supports. It has many different map types that you can select. Also has a feature for area, which I'll showcase right now. Works very similar to distance. Just place a couple of points on your map. They'll automatically connect, and it'll give you the area of a certain space that you have selected. There's also a little thing for premium users, $7 a year. It'd probably get rid of all the ads on my screen, but there's not really any benefit besides that. All the features that it's advertised on the little app store is already given to you without payment, so there isn't much need to pay for something like that. You can also look up locations instead of trying to find it on the map with your fingers. So right here I just looked up France. App shot me to France and just started measuring the street for fun. For our first trial, we decided to measure Rudy's sidewalk because it's a thing that's big enough to see on the app, so we can compare our human calculations to the app to see if it's really accurate. We were measuring his sidewalk many times just to get an accurate number. We had to measure it in portions because his measuring tape wasn't long enough to get it all in one take. When placing a point, the best way to do it is to move your camera to have the red dot right where you want it, and then click on the black circle in the middle, which will automatically place a point right on the red dot where you want it. Alright, to find the area on the app, here's just me clicking on 4 points around a little perimeter of this sidewalk, and I have a final area of 554.6 feet squared. Distance is even easier to get. Just click 2 points. Looks like the app's giving me a number of 110.03 feet. The calculated numbers and the numbers that the app gave us were pretty similar, which leads us to believe that the app is actually pretty accurate. So we ended up getting a final distance of 110.6 feet, and we got an area of the sidewalk to be 553.3 feet squared. We ran another test where we started measuring Colorado to see if the app was accurate in measuring bigger areas than sidewalks. The number we ended up getting was pretty close to the number you'd find on Google, so we would say that the app's pretty accurate in this too.
I'm going to demonstrate how to install this app on an Android phone. So first we're going to head up to the Play Store and we're going to search and find Measure Map. As you can see, it gets a pretty good reviews. It has 4.2 stars and 500,000 downloads. That's not bad. So then we're going to hit install. And because this app isn't very large, it installs very quick, about 10 megabytes. Let's just wait for that for a second. Alright, so if we open the app, this is what it looks like. I am on an Android, so there's no ads because Androids can have ad blockers, but an issue is that on iPhone there are a lot of ads and it can be really annoying. So I can erase my points. This is my location. It already knows where I am. We can scroll out, see we're in Berkeley, California, United States, and then this is the whole Earth. And it actually has a pretty comprehensive view of the Earth. You can get around to all the places. I can measure the area of Sweden, I guess, if I wanted to, but it would be a little bit difficult because it would be hard to get all of these exact like these weird shaped borders, but you can get pretty close. And then I can head over here to the area tool, and then I can see how big this area is. And down here in the bottom it says it's 176,000 square miles. So now I know about how big Sweden is. We probably didn't account for this bit over the water here, or maybe this bit behind the border, but it's possible they cancel each other out a little bit. Here are some pros and cons of this app. Some pros of this app are that you can save your markers to use them later or export them. The measurements were very accurate with about a 1% relative error. For example, when we tried to measure the area of Colorado, it was only about 100 billion square feet off, but given that it was about 2.9 trillion square feet, that actually wasn't very big of a error. The app is completely free, and there's a really detailed map which looks 3D, and it allows you to get really close to the ground. So when we were measuring the sidewalk, we were able to see the white part, and we could just very easily tell where to measure from. However, this app is not without its cons. It's not very well worded, and there's a lot of grammar mistakes because I think it's probably foreign. There's a lot of ads, not on my phone, but on my partner's phone because he has an iPhone. There's too many ads to really use this app to its fullest extent. Measuring accurately can be difficult because it's hard to tap in the exact right spot. A lot of the times our fingers are too big. There's a thing in the middle that helps you do it, but it can be hard to center that with your fingers. And all these features are available on Google Earth, which is basically just better in every way. If I were to give this app a rating out of 5 stars, I think I would probably give it about a 3 out of 5, because while the features are pretty good that it has, the ads definitely take it down about a notch. The poor grammar is tolerable, but it would be nice if it wasn't there. And I think most of all, it clearly rips off of Google Earth, because if you look in the corner of the app, there's a little bit of a Google logo, which I think means that it's basically just using Google's map system, and it's kind of, obviously it's free to use, and Google's not going to get mad at them for doing it, but they didn't really make all these features themselves. They kind of only did a little bit of the calculations, and they just took that and made an app out of it.